Hey, good morning, folks. It is Monday, October the 17th, and you're here, Coffee with Will. So, this morning we're dealing with quite a bit of frustration and disappointment. Before we get on that, it has been a long weekend, and we are recording this video indoors, or I should say re-recording this video indoors, as we have a guest joining us, but we're re-recording this video indoors because there we go. We're recording this video indoors because our video outside was a fail. It is very windy today in Dallas, and my little hybrid book was picking up all of that wind. So our first attempt at Coffee with Will this morning was a huge fail, but that's all right. More coffee for me. This weekend we were not able to carry out our assigned hosting duties for turn-based Toonami Night. Very sorry about that. We had a migration this weekend, and combine that with a scheduled social event, and this weekend was pretty hectic. I am definitely dragging some tail, but we're still gonna put out. It's gonna be all right. Dealing with a bit of disappointment today. As many of you that have followed me on the channel or talked to me know, I'm a shareholder in the Packers, and things did not go according to plan yesterday. In fact, the team that I say I could go 1-15, and as long as we beat Dallas, we're good. That did not happen. In fact, we played one of the worst games of football that I'd seen. And in years past, harsh words would have been issued, things would have got broken, insurance companies may or may not have gone bankrupt, and I would not be functioning at a very high level today. But I think that's part of growth and maturity, and I think that's what we want to talk about today, is how to deal with adversity and disappointment. We are kind of conditioned when things don't go the way we want them to react to that negatively. And one of the biggest toxic and negative reactions that we'll see is people assuming a victim stance or a victim mentality. Why did this happen to me? Why are they doing this to me? Right? And it's not necessarily their fault. They have not trained their mind to process that input that they don't necessarily want to process and affect that outcome. One of the things that really helped me was reading and studying a lot, and you'll hear me reference this a lot on stream or in conversation, is QBQ, Question Behind the Question. It's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it. I'll link it in the video, but it's a process of asking questions and determining why it is we're reacting the way that we want to, or why are we having these knee-jerk reactions, and adjusting the outcome. I'll give you an example. Instead of saying, well, why did they do this to me, it's why do I feel this way about what's happening, or why is this happening? Instead, it's how did I put myself in this position for this to happen? And when we take some time to step back and process the situation and realize it's on us, it's always on us. We're putting ourselves out there in public. We're willingly choosing to engage with other folks. We are responsible for our own behavior and our own choices. As the cat knocks the webcam around, that's awesome. Thanks, little helper. So it's on us. It's always on us. And it's not an easy skill to learn. Frankly, calling around inside one's head and questioning some of our emotions, some of our knee-jerk reactions, some of those ingrained behaviors, it's scary stuff. And a lot of people don't get it right the first time. Don't get down on yourself, but realize you're learning a very valuable skill. You're learning to take control of yourself. When you get negative input or toxic input or get disappointment, instead of having that primal knee-jerk reaction, you can have a focused and thought-out reaction that gives you a more positive outcome, or at least a result that's more in line with your thinking and your ethos and your values. And again, don't get down on yourself. It's not going to be 100% win every time. Believe it or not, I still lose my temper. There's plenty of broken stuff around this house to indicate that we will ask questions and we will self-explore and self-moderate, and we don't hit it 100%. That doesn't mean the idea is bad and that you should scrap it. It means it's a process, because you are undoing a lot of programming or a lot of negative conditioning, whether we had parents that enabled us, whether we didn't have the right kind of messaging, whether we just got cut into a groove and just kind of rode that because it was the path of least resistance. But when you have adversity, when you have disappointment, I would encourage you to dig a little bit deeper and evaluate, why do I feel this way? Why is this having this impact on me? What can I do to get a better result? Your quarterback goes out there, has one of the worst games of his career against the team you hate almost as much as Bin Laden. Run through the gamut, right? And start at the most extreme. Okay, am I going to kill the guy? Well, hopefully you answered no to that, because I don't need any psychos and rabbit boilers following me. Okay, so we're not gonna hurt the dude. Okay, now we're gonna bench or replace him. Well, probably not, because he was good enough to start the game and not be the backup. Well, okay, am I gonna now start to do some positive things? Am I gonna coach him up? Am I gonna try to analyze what went wrong and whatnot? Well, that's not your job necessarily if we're talking about a football match, but that's the right kind of thinking. That's the kind of thinking that I would encourage. All right, we're not going to go extreme. We're not going to go off the reservation. We're not going to do something that puts our team in a position to have a less desirable result, right? If we're taking our Pro Bowl starter who had a crappy game with a lot of dysfunction around him, and all of a sudden just knee-jerk and bench him and put in the second-year kid who's never played a game before, we're probably not putting the team in a better position to win. So we sift through and we process stuff things, and we come out with some better ideas, which is, okay, we're going to get in there and use our expertise to try to improve things, or we're going to get the F out of the way and let the people that we empowered to do that job do their job, and not make things more complicated by engaging in histrionics and screaming and yelling and making faces and all that goofy stuff that we do when we're disappointed. So it's on you. You can do it. I will link QBQ in the video notes, and hopefully some of you will be inspired. If that book has a price tag that's not desirable for you, but you're interested in the content, let me know. I will be happy to buy that for you. No strings attached, no questions asked. So in terms of our schedule, we did, in point of fact, get our asses kicked this weekend, not sports-wise, but just schedule-wise in general. We had a client with a migration this weekend, and another client that required some service, and then we had a very good friend of ours having a social function that had been scheduled for a couple months. So I'm operating on very little sleep, and I'm still waiting for some processing to finish on the back end of this project. So I would not anticipate anything on the old interwebs from me before our scheduled stream on Tuesday night. Now, the good news is that scheduled stream on Tuesday night, barring the outbreak of World War III, Godzilla stomping through the streets of Dallas, or somebody in our family being critically injured, that stream is going to happen. And it is likely to happen with Grim Dawn, because we're on a real Grim Dawn kick. However, Obsidian is releasing their new Tyrant game way earlier than we thought, so that may warrant a quick run through Pillars of Eternity, which is one of the best RPGs I've ever played. So keep an eye out for that. We can always, say we didn't get turn-based Konami in on Saturday, so let's get the the crew together for that. But we will make something happen on Tuesday. But tomorrow is very much a game time decision, and it is questionable to doubtful. So I went a little bit long, but I hope you all have a fantastic day. Be sure to look for us on our friends' streams. You know the schedule during the day. We've got Armin and Health Connection and Unknown King, and then in the evenings, Dr. Funks will be taking that up, and possibly, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm scheduled, and I do look forward to doing some of those unscheduled pop-up streams during the week. But check our friends out. We'll look for you on our channel on Tuesday, and we'll be back tomorrow for more Coffee with Woe. Right here, Coffee with Woe. And y'all have a fantastic day.